All right, welcome in to Market Day Report. I am Scott Shellady, otherwise known as the Cow Guy. Thank you very much for tuning us in here today. It's a Thursday, which just means it's Friday Eve. I like the sound of that, don't you? All right, let's take a look and see what these markets are doing before end of month, end of quarter. It's always a busy one tomorrow, or at least it can be a little squirrely. Let's see about what we've got going on in our markets here. If we bring up that corn board, it's going to show us up 2 cents on the day. So that's a big rally in corn as of late, isn't it? 485 and a quarter is last. 41's the low. 486.5 is the high. So we're penny off the high. And we've had a 5.5 cent range. Ouch, that's quiet. 2.25 cents higher right now. 485.5 is last. That's corn. Let's go to the beans. What do they got in store for us? They're a little lower by about a nickel. No, beans are off 4 3/4 cents below that $13 line. 12.98.5 is last there. We were high as 13.07 overnight. We've been up to that level a few times, but anyway. 12.98 3/4 is the price. We're down 4.5 cents, and there's not a lot going on. We've had about a 10-cent range. How about the wheat in Chicago? Chicago wheat, that's up 1.5 cents in that D's contract. 581 is last. We've had an 8-cent range, just over 8 1/4 cent range. So 581 is only about 2.5 cents off the high of an 8-cent range. 1 3/4 cents better. And again, that's Chicago wheat D's. 581 1/4 is last. How about the hard red in Kansas City? I know you're waiting for it, right? How about this? D's 5 1/4 cents lower to 688 3/4. And that's pretty much in the middle of a 15-cent range, right? We're 7 3/4 cents off the lows, which puts us probably, about 8 cents from the high. So there you go. That's a 15-cent range. 5 3/4 cents lower. That's D's hard red wheat, 688 3/4, and that's Kansas City. Let's go to the spring wheat in Minneapolis. That's up 2 ticks, a half cent. D stands at 751 1/4 right now. We've had a 9-cent range over there, just over. And we're right in the middle of it pretty much. Well, I'd say we're about 3 cents from the top, so we're 6 cents from the bottom. That's a half cent higher, and that's spring wheat Minneapolis East. The price, 751 1/4. And then finally, let's take a look at cotton. What's that got in store for us? It was higher during the radio show, and it still is. Look at this, 115 points higher at 89.45. Oh, let's call that 44 points off of the highs. Okay, there we go. That's cotton December. Let's bring in our guest analyst. He's with CHS. It's Nick Paumen. Nick, thanks for being on the show. All right, brother. Well, what do you got for us? The floor is yours.
Well, as you mentioned, tomorrow we got quarter end, month end, so and it's the quarterly stocks report and small grains report, so that may provide a little bit another level of volatility in the market. But today it's pretty much a snooze fest. I mean, you got the dollar retreating here, currently down 541 ticks. That's probably helping corn out a little bit. Beans lower. They're hitting resistance as we try to grind higher. And then the wheat's contract low is just really not much of a story there to trade, upside to trade. Really watching soybean spreads too, as we're seeing those levels continue to trade lower. The Novjan bean spread today traded out to that's the best carries for this time of year in the last 20 years when I was doing some research this morning. So just a generally quiet day here ahead of the big day tomorrow.
And you think this will kind of trade into tomorrow's volumes as well? I mean, everybody just kind of taking their side, or at least leaving the market and wait to see what we get?
Yep, basically, yeah, some position squaring going on. News is quiet, so this is all technically trading, and just waiting to see what the numbers say tomorrow, and wait to see what the quarter end does. And then, of course, we're going to be hitting our strides in harvest too, so that always see some seasonality. Choppy sideways trade during that time period as well.
We've had higher diesel prices. We've got we've oil spiking up to 95.03 overnight, and we've got interest rates also on the rise. Is that affecting your producers very much out there? Are they talking to you much about that?
Yeah, a little bit. Of course, that's always a concern with the inputs, especially with what corn futures have done here throughout the last few months. You got December corn sub $5 futures. We haven't really seen that in the last couple of years. Beans are supported decent levels because of the tight balance sheet. But yeah, I mean it's slow going on the marketing side of things. Producers just want to be out in the field doing what they do best, harvesting the crop, and marketing is kind of a secondary thought at this point.
Right, and then we have to worry about whether or not they shut down in Washington. So who knows? I mean, there's lots to talk about there. I really appreciate you coming on, Nick Paumen. Thank you very much. He's with CHS up in Minnesota. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk livestock with me wearing the cow jacket right after this.